Hey duders, welcome back to Oscar Obsessed ADHD. Lisa here, and it is that time of the year. Yep, that's right. Oscar nominations are just around the corner. My ADHD has kept me glued to every precursor drop at 3 a.m., and my OCD wants to make sure that my predictions are actually accurate. So, here we go. These are my official 2026 nomination predictions, powered by spreadsheets, instinct, hyperfixation, and frankly, a very concerning amount of late night rewatches. This is also probably like draft 9 of what I actually want to predict, but my OCD told me I gotta get it out. So here we are, and today we're gonna start with the big ones. Those are the 8 above the line categories: picture, director, original adapted screenplay, and then the 4 acting categories. These are the races that, for you non-cinephiles, are kind of the ones that derive the whole season. They all lead up to a path as to what will be Best Picture. I know this year is kind of crazy, and everybody knows the winners for the most part. So here, predictors, we really want to get the nominations right. So in each category, I'm going to give you my current top 7 leaderboard. This is kind of like the tightest, most realistic contenders that I think are out there. But if you want the full 15, and where they lie in my rankings, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to my website in the description. You can check it out if you want. Kind of shows where they're ranging and who's out there. But we're going to work our way through all the above the line races, starting with the supporting categories and finishing off with Best Picture. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned till the end, because Best Picture is probably one of the hardest ones to predict the nominees for. We're going for nomination predictions, not winners here, but I will give you who I think in every category. A category that's pretty stable, in my opinion, when it comes to nominations, or at least the top 4 of them. But the 5th spot, it's absolutely chaotic. And it's absolutely chaotic who's going to win this because of how many differences there are out there. Here we go. Here's the top 7 for supporting actor. At number 1, I still have Stellan Skarsgård from Sentimental Values. To me, he's a lock. Some of you might be saying, but Lisa, he missed the Actor Awards noms. No shit, Sherlock. Everybody outside of the United States missed the Actor Awards. And shame on you, former SAG. Do more better next time. You should recognize international films. Sentimental Value has been making waves since it premiered at Cannes. Stellan Skarsgård gives probably one of the most career-weighted performances ever. And I think historically, Academy wants to award that narrative. And so that's why I think he will probably win, but he's definitely a slam dunk for nomination. And coming in at number 2, how can you forget Jacob Elordi? Breakout star plus a supporting role. This is everything the Academy loves. Critics love him, which was apparent when he walked away with the Critics' Choice win, which surprised everyone. And then, you had Stellan Skarsgård get the Golden Globe win. They're both on the BAFTA long list, so I think those two are probably battling it for number 1. Now, where does that leave the contenders from one battle after another? Number 3, I've got Benicio del Toro. He's been consistent. He's hit every major precursor he should, but to me, he's falling down, and he's not so secure for the win like everybody thought he was. He's definitely secure for the nomination. I think him and Sean Penn are kind of vying for the same group of one battle after another votes. And when push comes to shove, I think that Benicio gives a better performance than Sean Penn does. I've got Paul Mescal. To me, he is a lock. He's quietly kind of climbing up on the list. He's made every major precursor he should. The Branch loves him. The Branch loves the movie. And literally, he even got on the BAFTA long list. For me, he's a real contender here. And so those, to me, are my locked top 4. Coming at number 5, I still have Sean Penn making the list. I think the Academy kind of likes Sean Penn. They want to give him his accolades. I don't know why. Frankly, at the Globes, he looked like a crazy man. Legit, did you even comb your hair or try to do anything? All I'm saying is that between splitting votes and the up and coming people that I have on the fringe, he might be the one that slips off. And if someone else was going to slip in his place, it's going to be Miles Catane from Sinners. This one is kind of everybody's passion pick. Everybody wants Miles to get the nomination. And I think because we like to award the young actors, and I mean, guys, this was his first real film role, and he did phenomenal. So don't be shocked if you see him there. I mean, he made the BAFTA long list and he made the Actors Award. So he's one up on Stellan Skarsgård. Coming in at number 7, yes, I still have Adam Sandler, but he has definitely slipped down. Netflix didn't do a good job kind of campaigning Jay Kelly, and honestly, if you were going to see Adam Sandler anywhere, we would have seen him get the Actor Award nomination, which he didn't get, and that's a pretty sad state of affairs when you consider actor awards and the Academy acting branch have the most crossover. I don't see him getting the Oscar nomination if he didn't get the actor award nominations. You know what? Crazier things have happened with the Academy. You know what? I think we've got the locked top four. I think the win could go to any three of them. That fifth spot, though, definitely keep an eye on Thursday. Supporting actress. We all know this is the category that breaks my heart the most because I have this like love for Ariana Grande and Wicked. And let's be real, she got the shaft last year, and honestly, she'll probably get the shaft this year, at least when it comes to the win. And we all know hashtag Grande Oscar win is how I felt from last year, and I still feel it. But those of you who are thinking she's not going to get the nomination, are you flipping crazy? The nomination, I'm not worried about that at all. And I still do have her at number one. I think this is the one category where you see like three absolute locks and those two spots might go in different directions. But honestly, I don't think we have a worry for Ariana. The reason that I think we have kind of a problem in 4 and 5 is that I don't know where the Academy voters are going to necessarily split when it comes to sentimental values, because we've got two really great roles in that film that could go for supporting actors. And we've seen that, you know, sometimes certain award shows nominate both of them. Sometimes they only nominate one of them. I believe it was BAFTA long list that got Inga on there but left off Elle Fanning. So yeah, I don't know necessarily where they're going to split when it comes to sentimental values. I know those of you out there are going to sit there and start talking about category fraud. And I agree, there is a certain amount of category fraud that goes on, especially like, you know, when you think about it, who's technically supporting, who's lead, especially when it comes to Wicked. But you can't take that out on the performers. Like, it's the film companies that decide that kind of stuff. So I think we got to throw screen time out when we look at who we're nominating and who could get the win. Number one, here it is. Ariana Grande, guys. She is the heartbeat of Wicked for Good. It was everything it needed to be. Wicked for Good was Glinda's story, and let's be honest, she performed so fabulously in Wicked. Everyone last year said, oh, it's okay, we'll go ahead and give it to, you know, Zoe Saldana from Amelia Perez, because we're going to wait and honor Ariana once the whole Wicked story has been told. Lies. All lies, because here we are, the entire Wicked story has been told, and they are still trying to rob her. Like, you know what? Despite what the critics might think, the fans love the story. And this is proven because the Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter is at 93%. She's got a huge narrative. Guess I kind of want to think that the acting branch wants to support her regardless of this being like her first film series. The win, it's going to be tough. The nomination, I'm not worried about at all. Coming in number 2, Amy Madigan for Weapons. Guys, she's been steady all season. And let's be real, who would have thought this when they first saw the movie? The critics love her, as was proven by her also winning the Critics' Choice Award. Fans cannot stop raving about her performance. And for those of you who were out on Halloween, how many Aunt Gladys costumes did you see? And she's got the narrative that voters love, right? She's got that past history. Let's be honest, we saw it with Demi Moore last year in The Substance. Demi didn't win the Oscar. Could the same thing happen for Madigan? I think it's possible, but what we're talking about right now is nominations, and for me, Madigan is a lock. And number 3, Teyana Taylor. One battle after another. At 19 minutes, 19 seconds of screen time, she delivers what most people would think of when they think of a supporting performance. And she delivers every time she comes on screen. Her Golden Globe win and that speech was exactly what she needed to wow at the exact moment. Golden Globes happened on Sunday night. Voting started Monday morning. Nobody watches one battle after another without talking about her performance. So she's got passion, power, consistency across every precursor. I can't imagine a lineup without her, and let's be honest, most people have her winning it. 4 and 5 is where it gets a little sketchy, right? But at number 4, I've got Wunmi Masaku from Sinners. She keeps moving up on my list, and she keeps surprising everybody because when you watch like precursor nominations, her name shows up all the time. Granted, she missed Golden Globes nom, but guys, landing on the BAFTA long list is huge. Let's remember, Denzel's never even landed on the BAFTA long list. Who I've got at number 5, like I said, splitting sentimental value, I think at the end of the day, they end up going Inga, Ipsdotter, Elas. When it comes down to it, I think that sentimental value lands with the Academy. I think they're going to honor somebody. And because of the international voting body, I think they end up going Inga over Elle Fanning. Had this been like 3 years ago voting body, I could have seen it more being Elle Fanning, but I just think Inga's the one who benefits from the voting body. But like I said, this 5th spot is kind of wide open, but she fits that profile perfectly. Now, coming in on the fringe, I have Odessa Azan. I'm not gonna lie, she wasn't on my list. Yet, after landing that actor award nom and getting on the BAFTA long list, I can't ignore her. I mean, she is sitting right on the edge. And she's benefiting from the fact that Timmy's out there getting all sorts of love, Marty Supreme's getting all kinds of love. And usually, when a voting body loves a certain movie, it spreads into the supporting actress and, supporting actor kind of category. So I think we're going to see it with Sinners, and don't be surprised if Odessa Azan jumps up with all the season buzz and becomes a real threat for spot number 5. I said sentimental value would probably flip and go to Inga, but Elle Fanning, she is very much alive, yet in my opinion, she's like on life support. She's kind of sliding down, and while she's sliding down, Inga's sliding up, and Elle did not land on the BAFTA long list. Again, BAFTA long list doesn't mean everything, but it does have a voice when it comes to like what people think. We've learned that Academy voters are very much influenced by other people's opinions. I mean, frankly, this year they had to be told that they were required to watch the Best Picture movies before they could vote on it. How sad is that my family's been doing that for like 9 years solid now, and you just had to tell the Academy voters to do it? I mean, come on, guys. Do more better. That's my ADHD tangent. So there it is. Supporting actress, 3 locks, 2 vulnerable spots, and a whole lot of sentimental value strategy that shapes up kind of the bottom of my list. Lead actor. Now, you guys might think it's crazy. I have 4 lock contenders, and then I have a 5th spot that kind of reminds me of driving on a foggy South Dakota highway at 2 a.m. One wrong turn, someone gets snubbed, someone goes off the road. So, for the win, I also haven't crowned anyone yet. I know this seems kind of crazy because Timmy has definitely turned this season into a full-blown sprint. It's like Critics' Choice, Golden Globes, a campaign schedule that I sometimes wonder if he's cloning himself because he seems to be everywhere all at once. Oh, hey, what a shout out to that film, which I should rewatch that film. I love rewatching films. ADHD there. Current top 7 leaderboard. Right now, number 1, Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme. I mean, he's locked, guys. He's everywhere. He's saying yes to every room, every interview, every handshake. He has what we would like to call the all-in Oscar campaign. And right now, he is the one to beat. This would be his 3rd nomination, and people cannot stop talking about Marty Supreme. I mean, we're talking about Rotten Tomatoes, 93% critic score, 83% popcorn meter, which for those of you who don't know, non-cinephiles, the popcorn meter is really how like real people feel. The Rotten Tomatoes are critics. I don't know. I don't have him locked for winning because I'm thinking maybe there's an upset, but I mean, really, 95% of me is pretty sure Timmy's winning this. But my personal pick, who I want to win, would totally be Michael B. Jordan. His performance in Sinners is stellar. And let's be real, guys, he's playing 2 characters with very distinct mannerisms and characters that make it evidence whether he's playing Smoke or Stack. Let's be real, when you get Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler together, it's phenomenal. You give him the script and the role of a lifetime, and this to me is everything that the acting branch loves. Now, will that extend into a win? Doubtful, just because of how hard Timmy is campaigning, but man, Michael B. Jordan, commanding performance, emotional range, and let's be real, his movie came out in April, and Marty Supreme just came out in Christmas. So the fact that we're still talking about a movie that was released in April tells you everything you need to know about Sinners. Coming in at number 3, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Now, he has bumped up on my list from being on the fringe to being a locked 3rd place contender. This tells you everything about what momentum and something like winning a Golden Globe and landing a 10 out of 10 speech that night. I mean, he gave people everything they needed before Oscar voting started. I mean, his agent must have been like, Wagner, you need to nail this if you win. And let me tell you, Wagner nailed it. And people not only love like his story, they love the movie, and it's from Brazil. And ever since last year's breakout hit, I'm Still Here, and Fernanda Torres' story, I think Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent are all benefiting from that. Plus, it's a great film. Which means, if I've moved Wagner up, Leo's gone down. I'm not saying Leo's not great in the movie. He is. He gives a stellar performance in one battle after another. Hear me out. He has a weird, like, love-hate relationship with the Academy. I mean, how many precursors did he nail for Killers of the Flower Moon? Yet come Oscar nomination morning, his name was left off the list. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I mean, he gives a top-tier performance in what arguably is Paul Thomas Anderson's greatest film ever. He's not going anywhere, well, except onto award stage, accepting a win this season. Sorry, Leo, you're not going there, but you will get the nomination. My 5th place, this one is hard. I have gone round and round, back and forth. I'm gonna lock in Joel Edgerton from Train Dreams. Here's why. He gives like one of the best performances I have ever seen. And Netflix is trying to campaign Train Dreams, but it's one of those films that delivers without it needing to be campaigned. His performance is so engaging that when I watched this movie at like 1 a.m. on a, I don't know, do you call it Saturday night, Sunday morning, it kept my attention the entire time, which tells you a lot when you have ADHD, but like, it's his performance, it's the story. I know he missed the actor award noms, and both of my On the Fringe nominees did land on there, but I don't know how much I can put stock in the actor award nominations. All of them landed on the BAFTA long list and the Golden Globes, so it's really making this number 5 spot unpredictable for me. Talking about the 2 on the Fringe, I did put Jesse Plemons at number 6. To me, if anyone's going to take it, I think it's going to be Jesse. I've moved him up 2 on my list. Begonia, oh my gosh, it keeps appearing everywhere. I mean, first it was, then it wasn't, and now it's back in. And while Plemons may have missed the Critics' Choice and Ethan Hawke landed there, I don't think that necessarily edges him out over Edgerton. I don't know. I think the Academy has a weird thing when it comes to Yorgos Lanthimos films. He's a branch favorite. Jesse is, plus Yorgos films. If we're talking about Emma Stone in the conversation, how do you not talk about Jesse Plemons? So maybe he benefits from that. I don't know. Down on my list then, I've moved Ethan Hawke off of it. And I did have him fully in previously. But now I don't know. Blue Moon, it still gets talked about and like that puts him in the mix. But I honestly think that Sony Pictures Classic did not do a good job of campaigning. The film itself had to have a bigger moment and a bigger campaign to get Ethan Hawke recognized. There it is, lead actor. I've got 4 locked nominees and a wild card 5th spot that wouldn't surprise me if it goes to any of those bottom 3. The other 3 locked nominees, they're all just trying to fight to get a leg up on Timmy. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see that 5th place spot Thursday morning. Lead actress, this is the category that I've been calling from day one. This is a full season sweeper, Jessie Buckley. She is the Kieran Culkin of the award season. She's got this thing on lockdown. I mean, she basically has it locked down so hard that every other nominee is just fighting for the privilege of losing to her on live television. As we said, we're talking about getting the nomination predictions right. So here's my top 7 leaderboard. Jessie Buckley, locked down. This is the performance of a lifetime. It's a period piece. It's got depth. It's got precision. It's got so much emotional weight. Everything you would need. Plus it dropped at just the right time on Christmas Day. She's taken home the trophy. Chloe Zhao, Maggie O'Farrell gave her a script that is mesmerizing. And Zhao, as a director, she knows how to get like 100% of everything out of a performer in every single shot, which is partly why I put Paul Mescal up as to getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination. I'll be shocked if Buckley loses any of the award shows this season. Now, Rose Byrne, she's in, guys. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You was a movie that most people would have thought would not give you an Oscar nomination type performance, but it did. She has locked in critics and people, like, they just love her, and I get it. Like, how do you compare her role, Rose Byrne's role, to Jessie Buckley's role? You really can't. It's like they're in totally different universes. Cannot deny that what Rose delivers is absolutely phenomenal, which to me makes her totally safe for a nomination, but this just isn't the winning performance this year. My next contender, Chase Infinity from One Battle After Another, has slowly moved up on my list over the last 2 months. I didn't really show her as getting a nomination, and now I have her locked in. She's the shockwave in this category. Every time people watch One Battle After Another or walk out of the theater, they're talking about her, they're talking about Teyana Taylor. I mean, those women are talked about actually more than the males are in that movie. I didn't believe it at first, but here she is sitting in the top tier, and she's not going anywhere. She's landed on all the lists, and she's landed all the noms. As she moves up, Emma Stone from Begonia moves down. Yes, she is still in. Like I said, Yorgos Lanthimos, Emma Stone, it just brings out Oscar nominations. I was kind of second guessing it at first, but you know what? Her performance is so strong, and the Academy loves her. I mean, actually, that's kind of an understatement. They are in love with her. This woman has been nominated 4 different times, and she's won 2 of those, both for leading roles. the one in La La Land, and for Poor Things, which Yorgos directed. So Yorgos, Emma, and the Academy, it's a lock. Number 5, Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue. She's one of those ping pong balls I was talking about. Some days she's in, some days she's out, some days she's on the edge, but right now, she's holding that final spot for me. The film gives her exactly what she needed. This is her showpiece moment. I mean, her best performance since 2000 when she did Almost Famous. And I mean, come on, guys. It's a movie about a Neil Diamond cover band type thing. The music, the performance, all of it gets stuck in your head. So much so that when voters go into like the little, voting session type thing, or when they're home voting, they can't get it out of their head. Like they think about her and that music and that film when they're putting it on the ballot. So I think she is going to get in. I think that is great for her. But with that puts Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good, on the outskirts, right? She's on the fringe. And this is where my heart breaks again for Wicked for Good, because it just cannot seem to gain the momentum it needed. Plus, we all know that the Academy and musicals, they just have this fight too. Almost worse than Leo and the Academy has a fight, but when the Academy honors anything in a musical, it usually comes up in the supporting actress race. So this is where Grande kind of benefits from that, and Erivo is going to potentially fall out. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it would definitely be a come from behind nomination. Honestly, Wicked just needed one late kind of season push, but they just never got it. So, I don't know. It's a long shot. I think my 5 are locked in. But on number 7, again, sentimental value, Renata Rensfeld. She's magnetic on screen. We have an international voting body. And yet, I just don't know how much love the Academy wants to spread to sentimental value, especially with One Battle After Another sucking up so many of the acting noms. And now Sinner's also playing a huge spot for some of those spots, right? At Wumi Masaku, you've got Miles Kata. I mean, again, it's a possibility, but I think it's unlikely, as they will have already nominated Stellan Skarsgård and Inga for this movie. Maybe. I just think number 5, it's got to go to Kate. So that's lead actress. 1 runaway winner, 2 secure co-pilots, and then a whole lot of head versus heart Academy Pass chaos trying to squeeze into my final 2 spots. Adapted screenplay is stacked this year. So many great choices, so many great writers, so much great source material. But once again, we've got a category with 4 lock contenders, a 5th spot that to me is kind of like straight up trench warfare. But within all that chaos, we've got a very solid winner. And the winner's obvious. There's a clear sweeper here again, just like in lead actress. And yes, gang, I know, sometimes we want a surprise. I would love a surprise come Oscar day. But it's not going to happen when it comes to win. Nobody's competing with Paul Thomas Anderson and One Battle After Another. Not this year. What do I have getting the other nominations? Let's check it out. My current top 7 leaderboard. Yep, number 1, Paul Thomas Anderson. He is steamrolling this category. The writing's sharp. It's refined, it's brutal, it's emotional. It tells this story of, father, daughter, family. It checks every single box you want for a screenplay win. Plus, we all know this is PTA's year with the Academy. He's had 11 Oscar nominations in different categories and 0 wins. So this will be the first Oscar of the evening that he takes home on March 15th. We know it's going to happen. Hamnet deserves the nomination. Chloe Zhao, Maggie O'Farrell, locked in solid. The script is elegant. It's literary without feeling stuffy, which I would think the death of an 8-year-old son and being a period piece would make it a little stuffy, but no. It's mesmerizing. It's transformative. It's pure beauty of telling the death of Shakespeare's son. I mean, also the fact that it involved the original writer, Maggie O'Farrell helped in adapting the screenplay, I think elevates it even more. So a nomination feels automatic. Kind of like why even vote? Just automatically put them in. Number 3, I got Train Dreams. Clint Bentley, Greg Kodar, locked in. Now, this screenplay has been gaining steady respect all season, right? Thoughtful, restrained, and incredibly well structured. It's one of those adaptations where you quietly gravitate towards it. Sometimes you want to say, is this even better than the book? Which is very rare for that to happen. But like I said, anything that can keep my attention at 1 a.m. and like really engage me to not want to multitask, that tells you something about the screenplay. The writing is beautiful, the acting is phenomenal. I think for me, Train Dreams is a lock. Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, locked in. Del Toro, everything he does, he puts like this weird little like fingerprint on. I mean, everything he touches is weird, yet we love it. And honestly, Frankenstein is no different. Let's think about how insane Del Toro had to even be to be like, hey, let's be one of like the how many people who decides to do Mary Shelley's Frankenstein novel, which by the way was published in 1818, 208 years ago. And so of course, like me and all of my like ADHD OCD, I like wanted to look up how often has like Frankenstein been remade. So it's been remade or character adaptations, 433 feature films, 212 short films, 85 TV series, and more than 340 TV episodes have all been built from Mary Shelley's book or character. So what makes somebody decide that they want to write version like number 1000 plus and think they can still make it fresh? Del Toro does. He does it. He makes it fresh and he makes it engaging. We love it. Jacob Elordi does so well as the creature. I think his script is in. It hits the sweet spot that it's like faithful enough to like respect the original story, yet it's bold enough for it to feel new. Honestly, it's not a recycled Frankenstein like you think it would. He belongs in this top tier. This fifth spot is really hard for me, and it's probably me making a heart over head decision here because I just love his piece of work, and that is going to go with Park Chan-wook and his other two co-writers for No Other Choice. This slot though is a real fight, but for me, Park Chan-wook delivers such a brilliant dark comedy like nobody else can. The script is like, it's powerful, it's timely with everything going on in the world. I mean, the script's about a man who will do anything in the face of unemployment. Now, yes, I'm still unemployed. Not that I would do what they do in the movie, but the script is stellar. And to think it's an adaptation of Donald Westlake's The Axe, I think they do it beautifully. Park and his two co-writers, I mean, they nailed it. And you know what? Park's been doing everything he can making the circuit scene to get talked about and be campaigning. If this film would just have gained maybe a little more attention, I think it would be an easy fifth spot, but I think it's going to be a fight. That's my thought. I mean, Park Chan-wook was on CNN like 2 weeks ago, and I loved it. Did a great interview. I'll see if I can find it and link it in the description. But honestly, he's doing what he can to get it out there. On the fringe, I've got Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Rian Johnson. You cannot count him out when it comes to him and writers. They love him. His first two Knives Out movies both earned him screenplay nominations. The first one got original, second one got adapted. And to me, the third film actually has more magnetic energy than the first two. Maybe it's Glenn Close and the other stellar cast. It's phenomenal. And yet for some odd reason, it's not giving the level of attention that it needs. And maybe that's because Netflix isn't campaigning it because they're like, what's the point when everyone knows PTA is going to win? But I still have them kind of hovering right on the outside. I think Rian Johnson could get in if people really think about it. Like, how do you not honor the like third of this trilogy? And so it's disappointing to me that it's not getting the recognition that it deserves. But hopefully, Ryan, it doesn't stop you from writing future films like these because I really absolutely love them. And maybe that's because I totally loved the cult classic movie from the 80s, Clue. Oh my God, still such a great movie. Coming up, number 7, Begonia. Will Tracy and his rewrite for this. It's clever, it's strange, it's memorable. And of course, it's strange and memorable because that's why Yorgos decided to do it. As much as Begonia is now getting some late season momentum, I don't think it's enough to like push him up into the final 5. So that's the state of adapted screenplay. We've got a dominant front runner, 3 rock solid heavy hitters, and a messy like scrap for the last seat at the table, right? This is going to be like musical chairs, and whenever the music lands, there it is. Us as viewers were beyond blessed with adapted screenplay, but we also got blessed with original screenplay. There were some huge swings, some big voices, and a couple like gut-wrenching screenplays that we just cannot get enough of. Just like adapted, to me, we have a very clear winner sitting at the top of the board. And my 5th spot, wait for it, I'm taking a really big swing and I'm sticking with it. Who is it? Here you go, guys. My top 7. Number 1, getting the crown. Nobody's beating him. Ryan Coogler. The script is undeniable. It is the definition of completely original, and it has stayed at the front of the conversation since its premiere in April. Coogler, he like blends intensity, character work, and there is like a socio-political sharpness. There's an underlying message there if you want to see it, and he does it with so much confidence that it's like effortless. It's kind of weird because it's one of those where it hits you like in the gut first and then in the brain, and I think voters respond to that. So I think we've seen it. I think we love it. We've loved it since April. To me, it's locked winner. Nothing's going to beat it this year when it comes to original screenplay. I think, though, sentimental value, if anything, could be the one that beats it. I don't think it's happening, but it's definitely getting a nomination. Joachim Trier and Eskel Voigt, they're locked in on this one. Trier and Voigt, like, they know how to build emotional tension without, like, overplaying it. Very similar to how, like, Zhao and O'Farrell can do it for Hamnet, which is adapted screenplay. The writing and sentimental value, it's warm, it's sharp, and it's human. And it's been a power player this award season since it premiered at Cannes. Speaking of Cannes, we have the Palme d'Or winner. It Was Just an Accident by Jafar Pahani. I think this one is going to be a lock to get nominated in the screenplay category. Now, I know some people are hoping he wins it because it's simple yet not so simple way. I just don't think there's any way he's missing. Coming in at number 4, I've got Marty Supreme, which was written by Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie. Everyone's saying this one's loud, messy, relentless, and yet somehow it cannot stop being talked about. And all of the performances seem to work because the script gives them the runway they need to get there. So that's why you're going to see Timmy probably win the Oscar and Odessa Izan possibly get a nomination. The script, I mean, the trailers, everything I've read about it, I still have not gone to it. I'm saving it to go with it with my family, but everything tells me that this is going to be a lock. Now, my 5th spot, this baby is a swing out of the park. I'm really hoping it happens. Sorry Baby by Eva Victor. Guys, it didn't make BAFTA's long list. Who cares? When you get a shout out like she did from Julia Roberts at the Golden Globes, which again was the night before voting opened.
Because I lost a minute ago. Me and Eva Victor, who is my hero. Yeah. Sorry, baby. If you have not seen it, see it.
That speech right there absolutely mattered. People are remembering that when they vote. The script is sharp, personal, and instantly memorable. And some people are like, well, that's just because it's Eva's like first film. And some people are like, well, it's because she started it. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's because the script is just simply fabulous. And when you got Julia Roberts telling people to go watch the film, come on, guys. That's why I'm putting her in my top 5. However, could Zach Krieger and Weapons boot her out? Absolutely. I mean, Weapons, ambitious, bold, and again, kind of like Coogler's Sinners, the definition of originality. It wouldn't surprise me to see this one get in. However, with the category so crowded and that late surge of Sorry Baby from Julia Roberts, it's undeniable. And I think that's what boots her up above Weapons and above The Secret Agent by Kleber Mendoza Filho, who is also the director of The Secret Agent. Maybe The Secret Agent should be up at number 6. I mean, maybe I'm dumb to think that Weapons would be the one to get in over Secret Agent. Again, working off of that Golden Globe momentum, you couldn't get any more momentum for The Secret Agent than the momentum that they got when Wagner Moura won Best Actor in a Drama, and then Secret Agent went on to win Best Non-English Language Film. Oh man, and again, the international voting body and the love of Brazil, and it frankly is a beautifully crafted movie, so it wouldn't surprise me if it got the 5th spot, and honestly, maybe I should move it up to my 6th. Whatever, doesn't matter whether it's 6 or 7 because I've got my 5 locked in. I am not changing that. Best Director. Let's be clear. At this point, like I said in the season, us predictors, we're just trying to nail the right amount of nominees because picking the winner in this category isn't a mystery. It's PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, all the way. So this will be shaping up to be his 2nd Oscar he gets on the evening of March 15th. The real question here is, who is Paul Thomas Anderson going to be saying, oh, it was such an honor to share this category with you all, the fellow nominees? Well, here's who I think. Again, leaderboard at the top, Paul Thomas Anderson. You cannot deny what One Battle After Another does. He's always been a great writer, and people love him. But sometimes mainstream audiences don't connect with Paul Thomas Anderson films. But this one, boom. everybody's connected. Again, Rotten Tomatoes score 94% with critics, 85% popcorn meters, so fans love it. The film's got momentum. PTA has this narrative, like, not a lot of people in the Academy, except for poor Diane Warren, but, 11 Oscar nominations, 0 wins. This is PTA's year. Everybody wants this win for Paul Thomas Anderson, right? They want to see him get an Oscar. But maybe the other 4 in this category are saying, hey, dude, you already won screenplay. Do you really have to win director, too? Well, unfortunately, yeah, Ryan Coogler, he's gonna end up winning the Oscar away from you. But Sinners, need we say more? If we must. He has such control over this film, the tone, the tension. When I went to it in the movie theater, I was just, man, I was locked in. He is the definition of a razor sharp director. And him and Michael B. Jordan, I just think they need to keep making movies together, because what he can get out of Jordan is phenomenal. And then you add in the other supporting cast members. The whole film is mind-blowing. Sinners literally has to be one of the most confidently directed, campaigned for films that just puts Coogler at the top tier. Honestly, he's the only real contender against Anderson, but I just don't think when it comes to the Academy, he's got enough to push Anderson out of the way. But he's a lock for nomination. Chloe Zhao coming in at number 3. Now, not because she's a woman. That is not why she's going to make this lineup. She's going to make this lineup because she's flipping fabulous. And let's be clear, she's the only person in this lineup that's already won an Oscar. Oh, let me see, she's actually won 2 for Nomadland. Best Director, Best Picture. So she absolutely belongs in this conversation. Again, she balances heartbreak, intimacy, and scale better than any working director today. Hamnet, it just feels carefully sculpted together without pulling on your heartstrings for unnecessary reasons. It's got emotional intimacy with it. So she's not going anywhere. She's staying, and it's just so unfortunate because any other year this would be a really strong contender for director and picture. Spot 4 and 5 when it comes to director, I really don't know, gang. I'm going to be honest. Right now, here's where I'm sitting as of Monday when I'm recording this. I don't think I'll change, but, you can go out to the Awards Expert app or my website at any time and see my current predictions. But right now at number 4, I've got Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. I think Trier's direction and precision in this film is one of his sharpest. And again, it's been talked about for almost all of award season. And I didn't realize this, but he actually won the grand prize of the Cannes Film Festival. So I think that maybe for that reason he's in. But then what do you do with Jafar Pahani? Because his film won the Cannes Palme d'Or, which is the highest award of Cannes. Ugh. I don't know. See, again, 4 and 5 bouncing in my head. But number 5, Guillermo del Toro. I'm going to put him in. Frankenstein. Taking Frankenstein on again, it feels stale. It feels like something a director wouldn't want to take on. But you know what? Del Toro does it. He makes it feel alive. He makes you feel for the creature. He makes you feel for everybody in the film. It's visually bold. It's totally in the craft and technical categories, it is stacked. And like I said, in a field of 1,000 different variations of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, he takes the top. He's up there. And for me, that's why I put him at number 5. And I've got Josh Safdie just missing out for Marty Supreme. Now, this is the first year where the Safdie brothers went in their own direction. And we can see that one Safdie brother definitely came out on top. Not that the Smashing Machine wasn't good. I'm just saying, Josh wins for Marty Supreme. When you think about the fact that Timmy's been nominated twice before, and he will probably end up winning now this one, which will be his 3rd nomination, Josh Safdie has a lot to do with that and the direction that he gave. I don't know. I guess I could see him possibly sneaking in. But then again, what do you do with Kleber Mendoza Filho from The Secret Agent? You got to move him up. After the Golden Globes win, his speech, the timing, everything was working in his favor. Momentum's just trekking up. And so could this be the opportunity that he needs to slip into nominations? Absolutely. The work is there. The story's there. His directing, plus, Wagner Moura's performance in it, Brazil. His only obstacle right now, truly, is the competition of the season. There's just so much out there. Frankly, I don't even have Jafar Pahani in my top 7, which might be crazy and I could be regretting it, but that's what I've got today. That's Best Director. Again, one runaway winner with PTA and a tight competitive cluster that really honestly is kind of fighting for all 4 spots, but I really think 4 and 5 are probably the ones that are up for grab. Best Picture. This is the one I told you guys to wait for. This is the category where every predictor out there is just trying to prove that they can nail 10 out of 10. And frankly, for those people who do it, I am darn proud of you because I'm not saying I can do it. I don't know that I can nail 10 out of 10, but I'm damn well going to try. I don't know. Best Picture. Again, I'm stuck between head and heart. You'll hear that a lot from me because I think that's my ADHD and my OCD. I'm always struggling head, heart, overthinking everything. But I overthought this one a lot, especially with my 10th spot. And I swear, I keep looping on that one, like time and time again. But as of Monday night, this is what I've got now. The winner, though, can we all just be aligned? Can we all just like give it up now? It's going to be PTA's One Battle After Another. PTA is going to get his 3rd Oscar of the night. So he goes from 11 nominations and 0 till he'll go to 14 nominations and 3 wins. What about the 10 nominees? Okay, well, I'm actually going to give you my top 14, and I've got my like whole 25 out on my website. But here we go. Coming in number 1, One Battle After Another from Warner Brothers. PTA is sweeping it all season. I mean, I will say, like, critics, like regional groups, they either go One Battle After Another or Sinners, One Battle After Another or Sinners. And then if they do, it's like all the acting wins go to that one film, all the acting wins go to the other film. So I really can't put a lot into that, but I just think the Academy is going to end up going One Battle After Another. Everyone respects the movies, writers, directors, actors, critics, fans, everyone. The narrative, the passion, the execution, I don't know, it's all just aligned. This is going to be the winner and this season's steamroller. Interesting fact though, when Paul Thomas Anderson wins Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, which is like the whole package, this would only be the 6th time in Academy history that the same person has won all 3 of those. But it's the 3rd time in 4 years. Do you guys know who the other 2 are? I'll let you know in comments, so check it out. But coming in at number 2, Sinners. It's a lock. It's been a top tier contender from the moment it premiered in April. It's bold. It's emotional. I mean, I think I've told you guys how I feel about it. It beats on every level of what you want from a Best Picture film. The film feels like important, but like it didn't try too hard. And so there's no scenario on where it misses the 10. You've got Hamnet from Focus Features. This is a lock. It's a prestigious literary adaptation that is done with such artistry. It's beyond phenomenal. The reason too that it's definitely a lock, we just saw at Golden Globes that Hamnet actually beat out Sinners for best drama. A lot of people didn't see that one coming, like even director Chloe Zhao. I mean, look at this reaction. This reaction is pure, genuine, holy shit, I didn't think that was going to happen. And you gotta have respect for a film like this. And so I think, you know, it again hits on every level. There's respect out there for a film like this. It's got the passion votes. And any other year, this would have been a completely secure Best Picture winner. Marty Supreme from A24. This one also a lock. I mean, it's loud, it's brash. It's a movie about ping pong, and yet people are loving it. It was released at exactly the right time. I mean, on Christmas Day, and it's been making nonstop noise ever since then. And with this being like Timmy's, like, you know, Oscar-winning performance, it has everything it needs to get in Best Picture. And frankly, people want to see it not just once, but twice because it's just that fast-paced and good of a story. It's undeniable. It's not going anywhere. Sentimental value, it's still a lock for Best Picture. I don't care what's happening everywhere else. It's got everything it needs to, all the way from Cannes, and it's exactly what voters gravitate towards, plus the international appeal, which, like we said, with the Academy voting body diversifying, we're going to continue to see international films benefit from this. We're going to end up seeing more and more Best International Pictures in the Best Picture category at the Oscars, which prior to the last couple of years wasn't really a thing. And yet last year we got blessed with having 2 international films competing for Best Picture. So I think this is just a tribute to what we can look forward to as we continue to expand internationally. So this one, it's a lock. It's not going anywhere. Next, we've got Frankenstein from Netflix, which, like we said, Del Toro takes a story that's been adapted to death, and he somehow branded it original and fun and new. And it's visually everything you could ask for. It's so rich and powerful. I mean, this is why you're going to see it earning love across the craft categories, which I'll release my craft and technical nominations here probably later tomorrow. But Frankenstein's going to be earning the gold. You're going to be seeing it walk away with a lot of those wins come March 15th. And Netflix is pushing this one hard, and they did early on. And so I think that they benefited a lot from that. So this to me is a secure slot for them to be in. Begonia from Focus Features, like I already talked about, momentum is rocketing this season. In the early part of award season, like before people had seen the movie, everybody was like, this thing is a sure thing. And then it started to come out and people were like, oh, well, maybe not. So then people took it out. And then all of a sudden it's coming back up, which tells us never, ever, ever doubt a Yorgos Lanthimos film that stars Emma Stone. Sorry, Aunt. You're going to end up having to watch another Yorgos film this year. She's not a big Yorgos fan, but she should be. This movie, it's landing. It's going to be in Best Picture, and it went from curiosity to a legitimate contender. Audiences are recognizing it. Guilds are recognizing. Everybody is responding to its weirdness, its sharp writing, and its energy. Begonia is happening, so be ready to be watching that one. Train Dreams. I've got this one moving actually up from being kind of on the edge up to a locked in number 8. It's easily one of the most quiet, most respected movies of the year. Emotional storytelling, grounded performances, gorgeous cinematography. I mean, that cinematography lingers with you long after you watch it, which is why you see Train Dreams being the only real film that's been competing against Sinners and their remarkable history-making stuff for cinematography. I mean, it's just the kind of film that shows up in all the right areas at exactly the right moment. I think regardless of how Netflix did or did not campaign for it, this film stands on its own, and you're going to see it acknowledged come Oscar nomination morning because it's going to earn its spot here. It's rock solid. Now, a lot of people out there, if you watch other YouTubers or read other articles, they're always like, oh, there's a locked 9 and the 10th is the one that's up for grabs. Me? I'm not so secure about number 9 and 10. I feel that these bottom 2 spots could go a few different ways, especially when you look at like all the precursor awards, which I've been tracking until like 3, 4, 8 in the morning when I don't sleep at night. And you look at nominations that have been announced. You got the Golden Globe winners. You've got Critics' Choice winners. You've got Actor Award noms to look at. You've got BAFTA long list announcements. You've got a shit ton of regional critics awards that honestly, this award season has seen such an amazing amount of great international features. Where do those land? Do we finally see for the first time 3 international features get in for Best Picture? I don't know. So to me, 9 and 10 could go a bunch of different ways. But locked in right now, I've got number 9, The Secret Agent from Neon. Which, yeah, guys, Neon did a phenomenal job buying international feature films this year. But Secret Agent, beautifully constructed movie, and it was not only gaining consistent quiet support before the Golden Globes, now, bam, it's taken off. As the nomination mornings happen, if you see it get nominated for director or screenplay, those are going to be kind of key points that will make you know, it's probably going to show up on picture. Now, if it misses in both of those, we could end up seeing it miss. I don't know. So to me, 9 and 10 could go a bunch of different ways. But locked in right now, I've got number 9, The Secret Agent from Neon. Which, yeah, guys, Neon did a phenomenal job buying international feature films this year. But Secret Agent, beautifully constructed movie, and it was not only gaining consistent quiet support before the Golden Globes, now, bam, it's taken off. Universal Pictures. I know, I have it down 3, but I locked it in. This is my chaos pick that refuses to die. I'm not just doing it heart over head, but like, I get it. The critics were mixed at the 66% rating, and the audiences have it at 93%, popcorn meter per Rotten Tomatoes as of Monday. If part of the whole reason that the Academy decided to expand from 5 films to 10 films was to include more popular movies?
Popular. You're gonna be popular.
Pun totally intended there, gang. How do you deny this film? I mean, at a 93% popcorn meter, Okay, I get it. Some of you are out there saying, but IMDb only has this one rated at a 6.7, Lisa, which is the lowest of all these films. But still, Wicked is a masterpiece. I mean, Wicked for Good was the conclusion of a massive cultural story, and sequels with this level of fan engagement, like, I don't know, to me, it has to make it in, and I just cannot see cutting it. And I get it, gang. I am probably totally delusional out there in freaking crazy La La Land because everyone's like, it's been falling out of like every big nomination and every big award show. I don't know. I have faith in the Academy voters that they will not leave John M. Chu's sequel out there floating in the wind because it deserves to be in Best Picture. And on the fringe, I've got It Was Just an Accident, also brought to us by the distributor Neon. Yep, I have it down 5 spots because I do think that it is losing momentum. You cannot deny what being a Palme d'Or winner usually means for international feature films. I mean, Parasite, Triangle of Sadness, Zone of Interest all went on to be nominated for Best Picture after winning the Cannes. Do you end up putting it in because of that? Not necessarily, because we have a very competitive year. If we see Pahani make it in director, or if it happens to hit screenplay, then I think we see the picture make it. But in my opinion, it isn't going to be the international feature film that we end up getting in there. I think we're going to end up only seeing 2 international feature films this year. The next film on my list that I could see definitely getting in to the top 10 is F1 the movie, brought to us by Apple Films and Warner Brothers. Now, I get it, guys. There are a lot of people out there saying, like, we want any other movie to make the top 10 except for F1 the movie. Yep, I'm talking about you, awards obsession Siobhan, because I know how you feel about this, but you cannot deny that people cannot stop talking about this film. It's making noise in sound, in score, in editing, and with that much noise around it, it becomes a very real disruptor to the Best Picture race. Plus, when you have blockbusters with kind of that artsy sort of thing, and you have Brad Pitt, you kind of have to think that people might put it in Best Picture. And need we remember Kaczynski's last film, or other film, should I say, Top Gun Maverick? That one made Best Picture. Keep an eye on this one come Thursday morning, guys, because it really would not surprise me if it snuck in. Weapons. I have this one lower than a lot of people. I get it that people can't stop talking about the film, but I don't think it rises to the level of The Substance with having that much like heat and narrative enough to get it up into Best Picture. I mean, yep, we have Madigan, we have Her Story. It's just not the same kind of heat that we saw with The Substance. It definitely has an upward trajectory. I mean, I have this thing like up 5 spots from where I previously had it, but I just don't think it's enough to push it in. Right? It's not a Demi Moore type narrative, right? It's an Amy Madigan narrative, which is why she's in the discussion, but not the film itself. At number 14, the international film that I cannot give up on because I love it. And again, not just because it's a story about an unemployed man, which I can totally relate to, but because it truly is a remarkable piece of work from Park Chan-wook. I mean, it is such a great dark comedy. And I mean, the fact that he could take a book called The Axe and make it into like this amazing film is just phenomenal. I think unfortunately he just falls into a very brutal year, and it's international, and there were so many other great international films that I think he just ends up taking kind of bottom rung in it all. Guys, go see it. The quality is there, but it's just simply being outpaced by all these other movies. So it needed a little more momentum to truly be a contender. That finishes my 8 above the line categories. My brain is mush, my heart is split, and I'm already overthinking all of my picks. Well, a lot of them. But this is it. All of the films, all of the contenders, through my Oscar Obsessed ADHD point of view. Peace, love, and more to come as we wait for the announcements to drop on Thursday. Look for me to be like posting a video of my live reactions to it, like immediately afterwards. I gotta ask you, be honest, whose name do you want to hear on nomination morning, even if it makes no statistical sense? And don't lie to me. I know we've all got chaos picks. Catch y'all later.